The top 10 interesting facts about Serbia. Serbia might not be the first place that comes to mind when you're planning a travel destination, but this Balkan nation has a long history and many interesting sights to see. The country is steeped in history, from Paleolithic times to the modern day. Empires, inventors, war heroes, and historical figures have all left their mark on Serbia, resulting in a one-of-a-kind culture that you won't find anywhere else. Whether you want to explore pristine wilderness, learn about history on site, or want to enjoy a unique culture, Serbia is a great country to visit. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can be notified of our future videos. Now let's get started. First of all, the origin of Nikola Tesla. The famous inventor Nikola Tesla, renowned for his inventions and work with electricity, was born to ethnic Serbian parents in what was at the time part of the Austrian Empire. While most of his life was spent in America, Croatia, and other countries, Serbia is proud of their connection to the eccentric genius, who described himself as a Serbian-American. In Belgrade, you can find an airport named after the electrical inventor, the Belgrade Nikola Tesla Airport, a museum dedicated to his life and inventions, and the Nikola Tesla Institute of Electrical Engineering, a branch of the University of Belgrade. At number 2, leading exporter of raspberries. Serbia is one of the top growers and exporters of raspberries in the world, producing between 80,000 and 100,000 tons of berries per year. The berries are typically grown by small family farms in the hilly and mountainous regions of the country, which, while less than ideal for traditional grain crops, are well suited to raspberry production. Steep slopes can make mechanization difficult on these small farms, so the raspberries are often harvested by hand, which boosts the economies of many rural Serbian towns. 95% of the raspberries produced in Serbia are exported to the international market, primarily in a frozen form. Thirdly, floating islands. Serbia's Vlasina Lake is home to a unique and beautiful phenomenon: islands that float on the surface of the lake. The lake was formed in the mid-20th century when the Vlasina peat bog was dammed and flooded to create Vlasina Lake. Large chunks of buoyant peat moss, disturbed and broken off by the water currents, floated to the surface, making up to 30-plus floating islands that the lake is known for. While the floating islands aren't stable enough to walk on, they can grow plants and even trees on the larger islands, and support aquatic wildlife as the wind blows them across the surface of the lake. The largest of the floating island measures 4.9 acres and supports a small but lush forest on its surface. Fourth, World War I history. Serbia was one of the first nations involved in World War I. On July 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife were assassinated by a young Serbian nationalist, Gavrilo Princip. Prior to the assassination, tensions had been high between Austria-Hungary and Serbia, and the killings escalated the situation exponentially. The Archduke had been the heir apparent to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and his assassination triggered a military invasion into Serbia by Austria-Hungary. Other nations allied with either side of the conflict joined with the war, and the fighting spread across Europe, culminating in what was called at the time the War to End All Wars. At number 5, the Pyramidal Mount Ratanji. Mount Ratanji is a mountain situated in eastern Serbia with a unique pyramidal shape. The mountain features 3 distinct sides and sharp angles to make a near-perfect pyramidal shape, leading some to suspect that it could even be the remains of an ancient pyramid, while most others believe that it's an unusual but natural phenomenon. The unusual shape of Ratanji also produced much folklore and urban legends surrounding the mountain, including stories about ancient dark wizards, space aliens, and even hidden treasure. Ratanji is the highest mountain in the Serbian Carpathians and offers serene natural beauty and opportunities for mountain climbing, only 128 miles from Belgrade. Number 6. Clockmaking industry. Serbia got a 200-year head start in the clockmaking industry when a Serbian monk, Lazar the Serb, invented the first known mechanical clock. Lazar the Serb worked as a scribe and studied horology, the study of the measurement of time, and invented the clock at the request of the Grand Prince Vasily I while staying in Moscow. This commissioned clock was the first spring-driven clock in Russia and was precise enough to show not only hours, but also 15-minute intervals. The clock was displayed for the public in a clock tower at the time, but has been lost to history and no longer exists. At number 7, one of the deepest gorges in Europe. One of the longest and deepest gorges in Europe is located in Serbia, in the Đerdap National Park. The Đerdap Gorge, also known as the Iron Gate, was formed by the Danube River, eroding limestone into steep cliffs over the course of thousands of years, resulting in the breathtaking landscapes that can be seen in the national park today. The Đerdap Gorge is steeped in history, having been used by ancient Romans and Greeks to transport goods for trade. The remains of the Paleolithic settlement Lepenski Vir, dated to over 8,000 years old, have also been discovered near the edge of the gorge, making the park a great destination for nature and history lovers alike. At number 8, produces the world's most expensive cheese. The most expensive cheese in the world is produced by one small farm in Serbia. Called Pul, the cheese is made by using milk from the endangered Balkan donkey and costs $600 per kilogram. The donkeys only produce around a gallon of milk per day. Over 6 gallons are required to make a kilogram of cheese, and they can only be milked by hand. The farm that produces the cheese is located in the Zasavica Special Nature Reserve, and the recipe is known only by 2 living people. At number 9, it's the birthplace of 18 Roman emperors. 18 different Roman emperors, including Constantine the Great, were born in what is now modern-day Serbia. Much of modern-day Serbia was under Roman rule for the 500-year reign of the Roman Empire, and traces of the history can be found in preserved ruins that can still be visited today. The region was conquered in 167 BC, when Rome was still a republic, and remained under Roman control until 1217 AD, when Pope Honorius III granted Stephen II Nemanja the title of King of Serbia, gaining the region independence from Rome. Sirmium, located in central Serbia, was one of the capitals of the late Roman Empire, and archaeological digs at the site have uncovered many Roman artifacts. Other Roman ruins Serbia includes the Felix Romliana in Gamzigrad, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the ancient city of Viminacium, near modern-day Kostolac, and the birthplace of Constantine Mediana near the modern city of Nice. And at number 10, the most decorated woman in warfare. Milunka Savic, a young woman from a small Serbian village of less than 20 people, is the most decorated female soldier in military history. During the Balkan War of 1912, her brother was called for military service. Instead, Milunka Savic cut her hair short and secretly took her brother's place. She took part in 10 missions, even capturing 23 Bulgarian soldiers on her own before her secret was revealed when she was wounded with shrapnel shards to the chest. When sent to her commanding officer over the matter, she declined a transfer to the nursing division and stood waiting at attention for an entire night until the commanding officer returned her to the fighting unit she had been serving under. For her service, she was awarded the French Croix de Guerre and Légion d'honneur, the British Medal of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael, the Russian Cross of St. George, and the Serbian Miloš Obilić Medal. She died in 1972 in Belgrade from complications from a stroke. Serbia is a country rich in history, beautiful landscapes, bustling cities, and rural villages. The region has been inhabited from prehistory, through the height of the Roman and Ottoman empires, and all the way to modern times, weaving a culture rich in unique places and interesting facts. Whether you're looking for an oddly geometric mountain to climb, ancient ruins to visit, or to sample some fresh raspberries or very expensive cheese, Serbia is a great country to visit.